So officers were called out at some point between 11 a.m. and noon this morning with what was called in as a bomb threat at this location, at this Jewish synagogue. The call came in apparently from a suicide hotline that the caller was messaging someone at the hotline, threatening that they had a package with a bomb at the synagogue. The caller did express some negative sentiment towards the country of Israel and related to the situation in the Middle East. Said that they were going to have a bomb set off to go off at a certain time here at the synagogue. This was a priority one call. Our officers arrived immediately in the area. They eventually cleared the area, made sure nobody was in the synagogue. There may have been people in there earlier who left, but they determined that nobody was in the synagogue. Our bomb squad came out to the scene, ensured no one was in there. They did locate a suspicious backpack inside the building, so they took their time and did what they usually do with the bomb unit. They determined that there were no explosives in the backpack. So at this point, they deemed the facility safe, and now our impact detectives have started an investigation to try to determine who is responsible for this. And I do want to say that we're not going to jump to any conclusions about the intent or if this was a hoax or something else. We take it very seriously, and given what's going on in the Middle East, we want to take these calls very seriously. So in that vein, we did reach out, our area commanders reached out to other Jewish synagogues throughout the city. As you know, we've been stepping up patrols and keeping an eye on them. We wanted to let them know about this situation here and see if anything else suspicious was going on at their synagogues, and there have been no other reports at this point. But as for now, we are going to be reaching out to the FBI and our other partners we've been in discussions with throughout this situation, just to make sure everyone's on the same page. If there's any potential suspects who want to know about that or share information, but we will be aggressively investigating this.
Have there been any other reported attacks or reported threats against synagogues or other Jewish-related organizations these past few weeks?
I'm not aware of any other threats, or none that have been reported to APD at least. But we did get this one today. This is the first one, as I understand, and so we took it seriously.
Were there any increased protocols just because of the nature of being a synagogue and with the global events, or did you guys respond to this as any other bomb threat?
It would be a top priority if there was a bomb threat, especially since they gave some indication that it could go off at a certain time. So we wanted to be there, but also be very careful and protect our officers. But we did have our bomb squads always on call, and they responded to these immediately.
Are there any leads to try to identify this person that gave in this anonymous call? And if so, what is the process like for that?
I can't comment what kind of leads that we may have. I'm not sure, but the process is our detectives would start looking at, and I know they are searching and trying to figure out if there's any vehicles, any suspect information. If anyone knows anything about this individual who may have called us into the suicide hotline, please call 242-COPS and let us know, but we will be investigating it vigorously.
Do you know about roughly how much time the cops were here from when they arrived to when they left the scene?
I would say it was before noon. I don't know what time, about 4 hours at least, yeah.
Was it a national or a local suicide hotline?
I believe it was a local suicide hotline. And I'm not sure if it's exactly called a suicide hotline. Let me find out exactly
what. A crisis hotline? Would that be accurate?
Some kind of crisis hotline.
Do you know, how long that phone call was? Do you know that suspect, did they have a certain attitude, or did they seem like they were in a crisis, or did it seem a little bit more like they were planting a threat?
I think it was kind of over a chat. It's like a text message system that they had. So I don't know I don't think there's any voice or anything like that, but they would have to investigate that. And I know that they were in touch with the folks at the crisis hotline to try to determine if they could find out more information.
I know you mentioned you guys are reaching out to other synagogue leaders around Albuquerque. Have any of them reached out to you with their own concerns these past few weeks?
I'm not sure. I think we've been in discussions. We've tried to stay in touch, and also with Muslim places of worship too, and others. We want to stay in touch with everyone and make sure that they know that APD is available, other law enforcement's available, and we're keeping a close eye on things. I'm not sure. They have talked. I don't know if there's been any specific concerns that have been raised.
Now, at this point, after speaking with the FBI, is this something that they'll be taking over in cooperation with APD? How is that working?
I'm not certain at this point. Our detectives are lead at this point. We just wanted to relay information to the FBI, see if they have any other leads that could help us. So we'll make that determination, I think, once we get in touch with them.
Based on the amount of time that police were here in the area, what do you think was found that was there any evidence or things that could possibly point you guys in the right direction to figure out who was behind this?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what our detectives or what the bomb squad officers found at the scene, other than a backpack that had no explosives.
And what was, I'm sorry, you may have mentioned this before, but what was in the backpack? What made it suspicious? Anything like that?
Well, it was suspicious because someone claimed to have left a bomb in the center. So anything that looked out of place, a backpack, a box, anything like that, they would deem suspicious and then treat it, with their X-ray machine and robots and that sort of thing.
But they weren't specific that it was a backpack.
I'm not sure. I'd have to check that. I'm not sure.